I said, sometimes we actually write under a pen name. I do. Partly because when I came here last time, those that remember me maybe, it was children's books. So the Polly series is about the same, but Tukani has suddenly appeared on the scene, which is now for Littleys, and there's one colouring in over there. So, but I also write, you saw the sort of darker side. And you don't necessarily want somebody that Googles your name finding a horror book when they're looking for a book for a 5-year-old. So that's why some of us choose to actually write under a pen name. My actual name is Janine Birituga, which some of my author friends don't actually know, because I go under Jan, have done for a long, long time. And my pen name is J.E. Gallery, which is my mother's maiden name. So I chose to use that. And today I'm actually launching Echoes from the Forest. It's taken me about 10 years to put all of these together. It's a book on poetry. I have Kim to thank for that, because Kim is, she's just my best book buddy, hey? She's always there, she's always encouraging. She does so much proofreading for me and chats to me and helps me with things, because I'm not very good on the computer and she's absolutely an ace. So I just want to say a quick shout out to Kim and say a big thank you as well. And I've actually entered for this one day, which was one of my short story was chosen. There were 20 authors put forward, and that was one of 7 that was actually chosen. And I said to her, I do poetry as well. So she said, well, and I read her a couple. I don't know if she actually offered to listen, or I said, do you want to listen? And then she said, why don't you actually put these into a book? And that's what this is. 10 years of writing poetry. It's not necessarily always something you can just sit down and do. You tend to have to be inspired. All these authors are fantastic. They all write from their hearts. And it's something that you either can or you can't do, I think. So I'd like to read just one or two. I'm not going to read all of those, I'd like to just read one or two. I'm going to start with one which is probably rather topical, because I do believe today it is Ghosty Goody Day. It's Halloween. So, fasten your seatbelts, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Witches on brooms at midnight fly, skeletons in graveyards no longer lie. A black cat crossing the path makes one cry, and bats in silence crisscross moonlit sky. It's pumpkin time, evil faces are carved, spiders hang from webs on their guard. Mummies moan with footsteps jarred, so if it's your time, they'll have marked your card. With ghosties and ghoulies dancing outside, zombies and undead about to collide. It's Halloween, the vampires cried. Fasten your seatbelts, it's going to be a bumpy ride. And if I can indulge you a little more. This one actually, we're coming around to that time of year when 100 years ago, the First World War finally drew to an end. And as you can hear from my accent, it was a part of the world that I came from the UK. My grandfather was in the First World War. And so I've been inspired to write some more poetry, some of which actually what do they call themselves? The British Legion actually asked if they could use some of my poems. And this is one of them. And it's actually about, I'll read the title, Forgotten Heroes, Women of War. They stood at the train station, blowing kisses with love, waiting and waiting for the train to move off, sending their loved ones off to the war, men and boys leaving families they adored. They wrote of love, longing and lust, waiting and waiting as his clothes gathered dust, not knowing where or how he might be, or whether again they would see. It'll be over soon, letters to home would reply, waiting and waiting as long days drifted by. No news was a killer, destroyed their souls. Days with no end left them lonely and cold. Women with children and babes in the womb, waiting and waiting for him to come home. But how will he be when his war is over? The same man who left, husband, lover. War gardens planted and children schooled, waiting and waiting, but no one was fooled. As summer was replaced by winter's cold, the rhetoric of leaders futile and old. Women built planes, bombs and ammunition, waiting and waiting with secret anticipation for that telegram, the one all women dread, the one saying MIA, or worse, he was dead. Those women kept going by loyalty and love, waiting and waiting for a sign from above, that he was safe and still coming home, not dead in the trenches, abandoned, alone. It was quiet in the street when the postman passed by, the waiting and waiting over with a cry of anguish and loss of their brave men who would never come home and see them again. They stood at the station, hugging and kissing, then waiting and waiting as loved ones went missing. Now his war is over, and she was so brave, the children never seeing her weep at his grave. Today I want to say to those women of war who waited and waited for the loved ones they adored, we do not forget you. We do not forget you were sad, lonely and blue, but today I am here because of you. And I'd like to, this particular one, because of what's happening in George today and what happened in Neisner last year.
Well, Neisner also burned down again. The fires met actually. Yeah, the fires from Neisner and George Mead became one big fire. Yeah.
Oh. And I've actually dedicated this book to two sets of people. I'll just read that very quickly. I dedicate this book to the tsunami victims and survivors in 2004 who taught me to be humble and to give a little more than I had by asking others to help. And to those who lost their beautiful homes in the forest during that terrible fire that swept through Neisner in 2017. I had a restaurant in Neisner, and I lived in Sri Lanka at the time of the tsunami. The forests cover the land like a blanket, muffling all noise from the outside world. It's safe here. Sorry, I just want to give you a good background. I lived in that forest. I lived in a wooden hut in part of the forest that was burnt down. And obviously I've been up here for 8 years, so I wasn't part of that. But this was actually written while I was still living there. Oh, sorry, I was sitting. The forest covers the land like a blanket, muffling all noise from the outside world. It's safe here. Young saplings fight for light and life amidst their majestic forefathers. Huge yellow woods, hundreds of years old, which escaped the woodcutter's axe because they hid deep within the forest. The balance of indigenous and cultivated forest, held by boundaries of river and gorges, only where man cannot easily venture, has the real forest survive. You can feel the change as you enter it. There's a calm here, a sense of timelessness. I have stood here for 300 years, as did my mother, and hers, the trees whisper. They have witnessed much, but it is their secret to keep. Light streams through the upper branches, golden, dancing on the leaves, splitting into rays that as they catch the droplets from the early morning mist, showers of light touch our lives. A breeze finds the upper leaves and stirs them into song, but it is silent here on the forest floor. Only the sound of crunching leaves beneath my feet echo around me. A startled buck bolts out across the path ahead of me. It is illuminated by a ray of light shining through the canopy, and then it is gone. Beauty, gentleness, strength, seen in a fleeting glimpse. They say there are lynx in the forest, but they have eluded me. For I've only seen their footprints. They say also there are elephants, and I would like to think that they are still here, somewhere. But for now, I only see them in my dreams. Birds are fully awake, and their early morning chorus erupts in my ears. Individual songs merging into a medley of verse, a symphony of sound. I walk on. I feel the warmth of the sun under my back as I wander into a clearing. I should rest here a while, in this haven without people, where time stands still. and I must enjoy this time and place to rest before I must once again return to the domain of man and the rush of city life.